I'm Zachary. I'm the second negative for the retesting of elderly drivers. In fact, there's evidence that proves that today's older drivers are more careful, more experienced, and have better coping skills with the driving situations in America. They self-regulate themselves to avoid congested areas, making dangerous left turns, nighttime driving, and unfamiliar roads and freeways. By 2030, there's going to be about 70 million people over 65 that are going to have their driver's license. So retesting 70 million people would increase the wait time and the cost at the DMV. So that would not only affect the older people, it affect us because we have to renew our license and we'd have to physically go into the DMV and deal with those things. In 2013, the Department of Transport said that there is no evidence older drivers are more likely to cause an accident. In fact, as Andrew said, that the range from 16 to 54 and 19 to 24 have the highest number of fatal accidents. Age doesn't reciprocate the ability to drive. There's drivers 80 and older that had fewer rear end crashes than drivers 35 to 54 since 2010. In fact, according to Access Magazine as well, the United States are actually moving away from age-based testing and moving towards behavior-based testing because age-based testing doesn't allow for an effective means of testing for driving ability. Excuse me. What's actually needed is testing and a program to detect impairments in all drivers, not just those 70 and older, because elderly people need their own independence, and they're right in being that they're not mobile, but their ability to drive assists them and what they need to do for transportation. Changing the strategy of how America already runs would respond to the growing literature that shows age-based testing is rarely useful and is very cost-effective. The most recent available national data on driver crash involvement and driving exposure is the study from Brian Taft that rates of motor vehicle crashes, injuries, and death in relation to driving age from 2014 to 2015 finds that most measures, the youngest drivers continue to be the far greatest driving risk. License cancellation due to the fact that elderly people wouldn't be able to drive certain testing would threaten their mobility, as I said before. And a rate of 100 million miles driven between the age group 16 and 17, they total 1,432 total crashes, while the age group from 70 and above is only at 301. Mandatory retesting it will eliminate elderly drivers, but it doesn't mean that they're gonna eliminate the right drivers. Testing by itself will be ineffective unless the United States develops and implements an age-appropriate driving retraining course. Older drivers must test to their own competence and have meaningful mobility alternatives, which most communities in America lack.